What up? Zach Bradshaw along with a guy here, learning about investing, right? So, this is just a short video about how to create multiple pies in M1 Finance, because when I looked this up on YouTube the first time, I watched like 4 videos and they were all wrong. They all said this thing that, in order to, and here's an example right here of one of these channels that says this, that in order to use multiple pies, you have to create multiple accounts. So this is him doing this in this video, and you see how many different accounts he's created, instead of creating pies and then putting those in different accounts. And I understand why people are confused. Here's another guy who's doing that, where I'm not going to play the video, but you see he goes from his My Pie to his, well, he's not showing the top of it, then his IRA pie, and he's, both these guys and other guys say specifically that this is the only way to use multiple pies in M1, and that's not right. I definitely understand why people think that, because M1 has a usability issue, and so I'm probably going to send this video to M1 as well. And you see kind of right here, to accomplish this, go ahead and create a new account portfolio under your single M1 login, blah, 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 blah. M1 does not do a good enough job of explaining this. Now, this has been updated 4 days ago, so maybe there is better support on there now. I'm not going to click through and figure it out. But the reason for it, I got frustrated. I logged out because I was like, there's no way that you can't use these pies under one portfolio. There's no way, there's no way, there's no way. So I tried to solve the problem. One day I logged out. I came back 4 days later, tried to solve the problem, got too pissed off and logged out again. And then eventually I finally figured it out by being in the app and looking at other stuff. So here's the usability issue. In order to manage your pies, you have to go to research. Instead of being in my portfolio, I can't just create a new pie within that portfolio, which is, they are building an app, they're trying to do the best they can, but that's just dumb. That's dumb. Because now they have a bunch of videos online of guys saying this is the only way to do this. And why, I don't want to create 16 different accounts for every single different sector I want to invest in, right? So here's my single portfolio, or the only portfolio I have now, and see, here's another pie that I've created. But this single pie has a technology, a cannabis, a future energy. If you read these, you can see that I'm clearly, this is not investing advice. You probably should not follow me, because I'm just looking for technology that I feel like cannot lose. I'm pretty familiar with most of these technology companies. I know nothing about these cannabis companies and only got them from Chart Guy's video. I know nothing about these future energy companies. I only got them from the Hyperwave video on sustainable energy by Tyler Jenks. And that's good enough for me. I'm 30 years old. This is only $500 portfolio right now. And I'm really just trying to learn the ins and outs of M1, and then also learn about stocks as I go through this. So I've done different types of trading. I've traded Forex. I still am trading cryptocurrency. And I will eventually be trading stocks, I'm sure. Probably some futures contracts, maybe even some other commodities, because I'm pretty good at looking across a whole bunch of charts and then, choosing one that I think is a good setup and then managing my risk and return. But that has nothing to do with this video, so let me shut up about that. In order to create new pies, all you have to do is go create pies, and then all of your pies will fill up here in this unused section. And if I had multiple portfolios, then I could have my technology pie under several different portfolios. I could add pies however I wanted to these different things. So within a specific pie, you can come in here and edit this pie. And if it's already added to a portfolio, this one's not. If it's already added to a portfolio, then that portfolio will essentially adjust based on that pie right there. So for me, I have all of these rebalancing things that M1 has set up in it turned off. I buy specifically when I want to buy, not just based on here, auto do this for me, because I think that's a dumb way to, I might as well just invest in a mutual fund or something like that if that's what I'm going to do. I want to pick these things up when, for example, I wanted to add to my technology pie when it breaks a new high. So I have a target here where I've increased my target on this, pulled back from the cannabis, so that the next time that I put money in, most of it goes in this technology pie, so that I can buy Amazon and Facebook and Apple as they're breaking to new highs, and hit that blue sky breakout, see if I can get my, some good old percentages there, especially over the 5, 10, 20, 30 year long term. And so that is why this is attractive to me, is because I can create essentially a mutual fund for myself, a mutual fund for myself, a mutual fund for myself. Obviously these are, this is limited, only 3 different industries here, and also limited by what M1, some of the cannabis stocks that would have been doing great right now, I couldn't get on M1 because they're on, limited exchanges or whatever else. And so you have to use M1 appropriately based on what you can actually use it for, right? It's not really a trading account. And so I make some of my decisions, like get in, kind of based on some trading principles. But the main thing here is that you understand how to edit these pies, right? So if I come in here and I just want to add something to this pie here, and this is how most people were doing it. They didn't have pie set up. They would come to their portfolio, they would edit their portfolio, and then they'd add Apple. And it would be right here in this, and they thought they were creating a pie. Well, that's not like M1's pie structure, right? And it looks like a pie. But that's not really a pie. This is a portfolio with multiple things in it, right? And so what M1 allows you to do is to go and create specific pies. And so if I were to look into my, please stop loading. If I were to look into my technology pie specifically, once it wants to load, you'll see, probably like 20, maybe not quite 20, maybe 10 technology stocks in here. No, it looks like about 12 or 15. But you see that each one of these has a certain dollar amount value within them. It also is tracking the gains across each of these different stocks, and then their target rate, right? So this is within this specific pie, and now I can take this pie and put it into another portfolio. In some portfolios, I could have it at, 30%, and some other pies I could have it at 50, or some other pies I could have it at 1, depending on how I wanted to use that pie within that specific portfolio. So I have found now a couple of videos that have less views that actually lay out how to do this, how to add these pies. Very similar to this video, but they go over more of the, he builds his pies in front of you and shows you, kind of has a logic on how he's doing things. I don't want you taking my investment advice because I don't know what I'm talking about in terms of that, but I do know how to make different pies and then use them in your portfolios in M1, and I want to make a video saying it's possible. I want to make a video so I can send this to M1 to say, like, you need to move these pies from where they are, because you have to come into this research in order to see them, and maybe it can be here, but it should also be here so that I can just see that, like, all right, I'm in my portfolio. Can I just click a button, create a new pie right now, and then add that pie at a certain, 15% to this one, and go ahead and pull that up. So, like, as opposed to this coming up, I can hit a add, or add pie, maybe, add slice, say add. Like, you shouldn't even have this, right? Like, if I say add, then oh, now I see that maybe me and other people were just missing it. That once you go to that ad within that portfolio, your pies do come up here. Now maybe these pies didn't come up before, or maybe they didn't. They only come up now that I have multiple pies. Like when I didn't have pies that I'd created, maybe none of these pies came up. But that is the way that I think it should be. Is essentially that you can add your pies directly in there, and maybe it's always been like this, and I just didn't notice it, and other people didn't notice it. Basically because M1 usability issues, right? Like, most of the videos online think that it's not possible to use multiple pies in a portfolio. They think that the way to use the pies properly is to create multiple portfolios. And so, again, this is a video I'm going to send to M1 and say, like, hey, maybe you should fix the system a little bit, make it a little bit more clear. Maybe you should tighten up your support. Or maybe you guys, because it would probably be really good for your branding, should go and comment on those videos and say, hey, this is not the way to do it. Go check out our channel where we've now released a beautiful tutorial on exactly how to do this right. Not some rambling random guy on YouTube that's like, hey, how'd y'all mess this up? Not another guy that's explaining to you all the logic of every single stock he's buying, but saying like, hey, this is how you create pies. This is how you add pies to portfolios. This is how you edit the allocation of pies within those portfolios. Hopefully, they'll get it right. Obviously, it works already. It just, can we figure it out, right? And, I like it so far, especially now that I figured this out. Again, I got really frustrated the first couple times and had to log out. And obviously, these videos are getting more and more popular because lots of people are searching this, like, how the heck do you use multiple pies in a portfolio? And so, that's enough rambling about that. Hopefully, this shows you a little bit of how to do it. You should probably watch somebody else's video on how to be good at doing this. But that's enough for this one. This is another video of Zach Learns. This one's Zach Learns Investing. And it's really just a how to create multiple pies in M1 video. Hope it was helpful. If you would like to troll me or ask questions or make comments down below, please do so. I don't have any snazzy exit yet for these videos. This is just me recording my investing, trading journey, and then, you know, probably some gardening, some health, and some other things as this channel develops. That's enough for this one. And, you know, if you're sticking around, I will talk to you again soon. Peace.